Some of these students have never even been out of the city. So for them to be traveling north, even to Kleinburg, to the McMichael Gallery, was like a big thing. But then when we pushed it right up into the wilderness, following in the footsteps of the group of 7, painting on the rocks, looking at the rapids and the fall leaves and the colors and hearing the noise of the water, put the students right into the same moment that Tom Thompson and the group of 7 were.
We started the trip off with a visit to the McMichael Gallery, and I thought that I knew a lot about the group of 7, and I thought that I had a really great understanding and was able to impart this knowledge to the students. And I do have a really good understanding, but during our tour guide gave me some information that I had never heard of before. And that was that when they were going out to do their sketches, they painted the background, they completely washed a color over their canvases prior to taking them out into the field.
Living in the country is way different than living in the city, you know. You're very distant from a lot of other people and like just society in general, you know. It's like kind of like an escape when it's just you and your friends out there in the woods in like a cabin, and everything else is like at least 20 minutes away.
To me, it felt really peaceful. I mean, here in the city, everyone describes the city as very busy, lots of cars, but in the nature, I felt like you could actually feel everything, you know? And it was very peaceful, and yeah, it just was really peaceful.
I've cooked with Candy on multiple occasions. We've done multiple events where we've had to cook for dozens and dozens of people, but this one was different. We didn't have everything that we usually have. We couldn't use the stove and the oven at the same time, so that was always complicated because we had to do mashed potatoes and boil pastas and do all these things, and it was always like a hassle, but it worked out. And somehow, miraculously, it always ended up, dinner was always served the time that it needed to be, and that was good, and everyone was fed, and it was cool.
Making a documentary outside of the city was really different but really amazing. Inside the city, there's so many things you can control, and it's a lot different. But outside in nature, it's a lot different because there's so many factors you can't control. Being outside more, there's the weather, there's outside noises, there's animals, there's so many things. So it's a lot different, but it was a great experience.
When I was painting, I was incredibly focused. So it was like ridiculous because normally I'm like a very enthusiastic person, I guess I could say. I'm very talkative, I talk a lot, but when I was painting, I was just like focused on my artwork. And I think it was the fact of being outside that really made it happen like that.
When you're working inside, you don't really take in all the elements that are being provided to you. For example, when you paint a tree, you can see everything around the tree and how all the light reflects off of it. And that definitely helps you in working out your color scheme.
At the Near North trip, we got to know what it was really like to be in a construction site. We got to put up shelves and do fun stuff. We got to take out the docks, and it was really cool going up there with all of the other teens.
While we're out, like where we were, we didn't have everything, so we had to go. We could use something else, or we could go buy more stuff. It was better because you got to deal with the customer instead of dealing with what your teacher tells you. So you got to, sometimes they didn't like something, so you had to change it. But as if you're in the classroom, the teacher will tell you exactly what they want.
I think there'd be a couple more projects up there. There's a lot of work that we could do up there. And one of the projects that we talked about doing was a strictly construction trip where we insulated the big garage that we spent most of our time in. We're fortunate enough to be in a big enough space where all of us could fit in, and that's where all the cooking and the gathering took place.
I actually liked canoeing because I've never done that before.
Sitting around the campfire with all these people that I hadn't got to know through school.
One of the most fun things I learned was how to hold a bullfrog. There was the owner of the place, her name was Fran, and she caught a bullfrog and it escaped from her hand, and she told me that I had to catch it and grab it by its waist so that it wouldn't jump, and I didn't know how to do that, and that was fun, holding a frog.
Finally, we had music as well. We had 4 guitarists playing their music, so it was this very richly textured experience of students and adults together in nature.